This is a day in the life of Dennis Terrell. I think what is so important for people, quality to have is patience. Things are not built in a day. Things don't happen just quickly. So you want to make sure that you take your time. Perfect example, marriage. Some people want to get married right now, right then, and they might marry the wrong person. But if you have patience and wait for the right person, you'd be married to a good person. When it comes to financial endeavors, you got to save money to get finances. People won't be patient and save their money. They just want to spend right now mentality. You have to lose all that. You have to be patient. If you want to succeed in business, you got to invest back into the business. So you're going to have to be patient. Even with job opportunities, some people want a job opportunity right now and don't want to do the work for it. But if you be patient, get the skill set so you can get the job you want, you'll be fine. So it comes down to you got to have patience in life. That's one of the most important things. Be patient. You ever hear the term that money is burning a hole in your pocket? But if you just save the money and constantly save it, the money will grow. You can't just buy everything right now. You have to be patient. Patience is very important. Sometimes you have to take time. You got to research things. Even when you dating, you got to, like they say, spy out the land. You got to spy out the person. Get to know a person. You don't know a person till you have your first argument. Make sure that person is really, intentions are good. So you got to use patience. Sometimes you have to wait for things that you want. Everything is not built in a day. Everything is not going to happen just instantly. In this modern generation now, people want things to instantly happen. When you have to work for it, you have to save your money. It takes time to build something. It's going to take time. That's the most important thing is you want to be patient. You want to wait. You want to take your time in situations and make sure it's the right situation. Just like I've lived in two different states. I lived in Ohio, I lived in Indiana. But first, I spied out the land in Indiana. I stayed there 2 years. Then I went to Ohio. I've been here 3 years. If I move and go somewhere else, I'm going to have to be patient and spy out the land. Find out what the living conditions are. Find out what the cost of living is. So you have to be patient. You have to use patience. That's important when it comes to getting what you want. And sometimes you might want something and then you do a real research on it and you be like, no, I'm glad I waited and did the research on it because that's not what I want or that's not what I need in life. Like they say, everything that glitters is not gold. You might run across a young man or a young lady, they sound real good to you. But the more you get to know them, you start finding out more information on them. You start finding out maybe this person is not suited for me. Because when you talk about marriage, you should ask personal questions. Get to know a person. Find out who they really are. So that's important. So the more you take your time to get to know the person instead of instantly doing something, you might find out problems you can avoid. And that's important. Same with the job situation. You might be going on a job and you think you like the job, but once you get there, the job is not suited for you. So you want to research and ask questions before you accept the job. What is the salary? How much do managers make? How much do regular people make? How much do team leaders make? Is there room for growth? You might get a job and there's room for no growth. You can't grow in the job. You stuck at the same spot for 7 or 8 years. And right now, you don't have time to be wasted. You don't have time for that. You got to make sure you get you a nice job and you're okay. Then, like I told you before, if you want to own a business, even if you work for somebody, you'll never get rich. You'll never have money. But if you have your own business, you'll always make money. You can always put yourself in a better position. So you want to be patient so you can get that good opportunity. or save you some money so you can get a good opportunity. You might want to invest. You might want to buy houses. You might want to come up with a new form of research. You might come up with a new application. Anything that's going to better your life where you can make money in a situation. That's why you have to be patient about it. Sometimes you don't find everything out just right now. You don't want to always tell people what you're doing because they'll steal your ideas and run with it. Or you could be telling your enemies what you're doing and they planning and preparing for you. Sometimes it's good to be quiet and listen and be patient and find out what's really going on. Patience is a virtue. That's a true statement. You ever get into a disagreement and you just rush out saying something, you don't even think about the consequences? So now you rushed out, you didn't think about the consequences, and you never really got to find out what was really on the person's mind. But if you would have been patient and just listened, they would have told you everything you need to know. Even if you're not having an argument, even if you just dating somebody for the first time, you want to find out more about them. Well, they'll tell you what you need to know if you just be patient and listen. They telling you information. Sometimes just listen to the information that they telling you, and you'll find out everything you need to know. And you can put it in the back of your head like, oh, this person feels this way. I don't think this person is for me because I don't feel that way. So instead of making a big scene, this will be the last date we're going. Well, look, it's been nice meeting you, nice knowing you, but I don't think we see eye to eye in some things. So I think maybe we should go our separate ways. You should find somebody that think more like you think than how I think. Now you didn't avoid the situation. You didn't made it easy for yourself because you took time to listen what they like to do. Maybe they like to do things you don't like to do. So why put yourself in a situation where you lying to a person when you can just be honest and be truthful? That's why paying attention is so important. If you want to ever know if somebody is really your friend, listen to everything they tell you. They might say, oh yeah, he's just my associate. Oh no, we never hang out, and we don't gotta hang out, I just see you at work. That's not a friend. That's just somebody you know. And that's why it's important to pay attention to all those. Because there's people out in this world that hurt you. So you want to be prepared. You want to make sure you recognize the signs. Pay attention and listen so you can see the signs. It's like in business. You find out a person don't pay taxes, or you find out a person is embezzling money. Well, you don't need to be in business with that person because they'll ruin your reputation and ruin your business. That's why listening is important. The more you learn how to listen, the more you have patience in your life, the better your life will be. You remember this. Life is like playing a game of chess. You always got to be 5 steps ahead in the book of life. So you need to always be preparing yourself for what your next move is. So that means never stop learning, never stop listening, never stop growing, because you're trying to always better your life. You're not going to better your life if you stay in one spot, if you stay stagnant. Once you become stagnant, you can never grow. So you always want to be growing, evolving, changing, bettering yourself. Because once you stay sitting in one spot and you don't evolve, life passes you by. And you don't want that to happen. So incorporate patience in your life and definitely incorporate listening in your life. This is a day in the life of Dennis Terrell.